they'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
You're fighting a counter-puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter-punchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
That left hook missed. Well done with that counter shot. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who... Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? Got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
The straight right just misses. Beautiful counter shot. The courage on display here is incredible. The straight right just misses. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. The straight right just misses. How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Good counter punch. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Crawford in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
As long as they don't get complacent.
There's the bell for round 4. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Wasn't ready for that counter punch. Do you believe what we are seeing? Nice counter. You'd like to see more jabs. A perfect counter shot. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look like that. These guys are on it.
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? Crawford in trouble. Do you believe this? Bud Crawford just got knocked down. I don't know. I got to take another look at that.
I've got to see that again.
Apparently, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your eagle's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
Final 10 seconds here, unless something major happens. I think we all know who won that one. Talk about Crawford in that last round. That'll be a 10-8 round for sure with the knockdown.
I love the response, though.
Time for the 5th round. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
And he scores with the counter. Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweights, it's the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace, you can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at a middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
Throw a shot, they get countered. The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? A lot of effort being exerted here. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. How much cardio was put in for this fight? It may come down to that.
This is when you talk about championship material.
There's the bell to start round 6. Not sure these two fighters can keep up the pace we saw last round, but you know they're going to try.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Catch and shoot. Is he going to punch himself out, though? There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Nice counter shot. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
But at what cost? Is he going to punch himself out, though? Oh, and now they're just rubbing it in. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. Stamina is always an issue in a prize fight.
There's a lot on the line here.
Switch back on. Get focused.
And there's the bell for round 7. Let's see how much recovery they saw there in the last minute.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep at this pace, we are in for a great night.
In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
How about that time counter shot? Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. We wanted action, and they are delivering. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. His stamina is off the charts. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
You cannot gas out if you prepare.
And we enter the 8th round. Was 1 minute enough time for them to recover after what we saw last round?
What were they doing that round? Are they trying to get an early out? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in 1. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
Those counter punches have to hurt. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
His stamina is off the charts. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's good.
Crawford got hit hard and down he goes. One punch did the trick. Let's see it again in slow motion.
That's lights out right there.
You saw it here live, a knockout win. Congratulations.
Accuracy, power, punch, perfect. That must hurt.